Not much. You ready?
Yep.
All right, guys. Welcome to Pete's Corner Store, episode number 2. It's Pete and Love Buzz here. I finally pulled her away from sending me weird cat videos this morning. You know, she sent me creepy videos like the weirdo on the internet. Dude, speaking of which, I was watching this video right before I started recording this. What is it? The guy's like weird animal clips or something, and it's like literally you cut back and you see a cow taking a piss while a guy's taking a shower. And
What the fuck?
I'm like, the fuck am I watching? Of course, my dumb ass is still watching. I'm like, the fuck am I watching here? And then it kicks over to a pig, guy's face buried in his bucket of water while he's pissing at the same time. I'm like, the fuck? Built-in water feature, everybody.
Farm animals are gross, though. Have you ever, so I live in, farm country, so it's we'll be driving by some cows, and they'll be, one cow will be pissing, and the other one will be drinking its piss while it pees. It's so gross. And then we drink that milk, y'all. We drink that milk.
Oh, yeah, okay, well, we pasteurize the milk first. They don't drink it raw, like some of the Amish do. And plus, they don't get the milk out of their asshole to get out of their udders.
I know, but their body's still drinking pee.
What do you mean? Bats piss on themselves all the time. They hang upside down. It's kind of disgusting. I don't know how more nasty it's got to get than that.
Am I sitting here eating bats? No.
You might be. What is this? I think it's Japan or one of those Asian countries they eat them or something like that. Oh, no, it's Japan. You can eat rats. You pick your rat outside the store and they'll cook it up for you right inside. I'm like, looks tasty.
What?
God. So, all right, guys. Time to talk about my wonderful buying experience. And let me tell you, this shit was the weirdest experience I've ever fucking had in my life.
Oh, yeah, we got to hear this.
Okay, so I went over to this dealership because my wife wanted to go. It's like, I kept telling her the whole time, call your friend, let's see what they got. Oh, no, I want to try to go over here. So we go to this place, sit down and talk to this guy who looks like Money Mike from fucking Friday. And I'm already having a bad feeling about this dude. He looks like the micro mini pimp, but he can't dress. He's wearing these ugly fucking colors and everything else. He looks like a fucking gay leprechaun, basically.
Did he have the big rings, too?
God, you know what? He did a little bit. Then he was reading some Manifest Your Destiny book or something. He was reading some weird fucking books. So we pull up to look at this 2019 Elantra. I'm like, all right. Go out there, look at the car, and it's been sitting there. And, I'm thinking in the back of my mind, there's something wrong with this whole scenario. This car's been sitting here for 2 weeks. It's a nice, clean-looking car, too. 30,000 miles on this thing. I'm like, oh, okay, this is nice. A little too nice. And that's when the fun begins. So, day one, we get everything figured out, the financing all figured out, how much we're going to put down, stuff like that. And I was like, well, I don't have the money right this second. It'll be here tomorrow because I have to wait for the insurance company to send it over to me. Micro Mini Pimp goes, oh, no, it's okay. Sign these paperwork. It'll be okay. Da-da-da. I'm like, okay. The same bullshit they always tell you. So then we came back the next day. And mind you, I've been texting this guy since about 9 in the morning. And I told him, hey, I got the money. It came in. I'll be there around this time. And he's like, okay, sounds good. I'll be there about then, too. And that's where the fun begins, kids. Okay, so we walk in, sit down. And he's like, okay, well, I'll go get the keys for the car. Even though, you would figure if you're selling a car, you make sure all this shit's done ahead of time. He calls somebody on the phone and goes, hey, these keys are pulled out in your name. Is there something up? And he's like, yeah, I sold the car last night, 7:30 last night. I'm like, 7:30. I'm thinking, okay, so you've been here since, say, maybe 11:30, as you say you were, and you had no clue that this car was already sold? You didn't check in on your deal to make sure your deal's all set to go, no one to be there at 12? You hadn't done absolutely zero shit, boy.
Wait. So the car that you were going to buy, they, had already sold, or they resold?
They sold it, okay? So they sold it because, what I was told the night before was that, hey, sign these papers. It'll be pretty much done deal. All I got to do is bring the money back. I said, okay. So his excuse is that, somebody had the money, so we sold to them right away. I'm like, okay, whatever. That sounds like horse shit. You just didn't want to fucking save it. That's what it was.
Right. They wanted that.
But really? It was just weird because he was like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm thinking, if you've been there since 11 o'clock this morning, you knew what time I was coming in. You would have should have made sure all this shit was done, and then you come back and act like you got no fucking clue what's going on. Like, how many cars have you actually sold in your life, son? None. Because when we get to the back end of this, you'll understand exactly why I say that. Because the people I eventually went to had it all figured out. Well, this guy, he's texting me, da, 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 and then I left because I had to take Stacy back to work. Because we sat there for about 30 minutes. The guy's like, "Oh, well, I'll bring up some other options for you. Don't worry." Goes and stands in, I don't know, whatever that little box thing is, that little bullpen area where they have all the sales numbers in it and marked off, just hanging out in there. And after like 30 minutes, I'm like, well, I got to take Stacy back to work. So I walked out. I was just walking. Stacy was talking to these guys. I'm like, I don't have fucking time for this. I don't got time to listen to your bullshit today, bro. You're a special motherfucker. So, and I already knew something bad about this. Was not make any fucking sense. I'm like, how are you going to sell the car that you already told me was a done deal? Like, it gets shit happens, and he's trying to explain to her, and I'm like, I'm not buying your bullshit, man. Let me tell you, I don't fucking deal with your stupid shit. So she's trying to be nice. I'm just tired of this shit. So I drop her at work. I call this guy back, and I literally tell him, listen, man, I don't like how you're doing this whole thing. It makes no sense. So don't. I was like, I'm not coming back to sit there while you try to figure out your life's problems and figure out this whole issue where you fucked up a deal. And he said, "Oh no, it's not like that." Okay, then what is it like exactly, sir? Tell me, because I wait for you to tell me. I said, until then, I said, don't call me, don't text me, nothing, just until you got a deal. So this guy is trying to talk to me, and at this point, I'm pissed. I'm like, I don't want to hear another fucking word you got to say, bro. And I literally give this guy an ass chewing, like I just rip him a fucking new one. I'm like,
Wow.
I don't want to hear a fucking word you say. And he kept saying, he goes, your girl, and you said, why can't you? First off, motherfucker,
Whoa.
that's my wife. Second of all, I'm the one signing my fucking name to this. She isn't. So I'm the one telling you there's a sour fucking deal here. She may be nice, but I don't have to be nice.
Exactly.
I don't
And
like the way you do business, and I sure as fuck don't like you right now, micro mini pimp. Calm down. So this is where it starts getting fucking weird. So I went home. Then he texts me this like mile-long paragraph talking about how I should listen to what he has to say, this and that. I'm like, no, you can spare me all. I'm like, why are you texting me? First off, dude, I said, do not contact me unless you have a fucking deal. Oh, don't worry, I'll get back to you by the end of the day. Da, 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 da. Comes back after that long drawn out message. He's like, oh, I got a car for you. Da, da, da. And I was like, I took a nap. I was like, I'm going to bed. I'm gonna pass out for a bit. I'll deal with this shit later when I go back and pick her up because I had to go get her from work. So I'm like, okay. Tell me why this motherfucker is messaging me every 10 minutes, like going, oh, well, I got a car for you. Hit me back when you get a second. I'm not responding because clearly I'm not awake, so I wake up to 5 more messages after that.
Jesus.
Like, not even that.
Like,
Even Jesus is like, what the fuck is this dude's problem? Is he like that desperate to sell a fucking car?
right? Like,
So
bro,
it proceeds to get weirder. It gets weirder.
Oh gosh.
He continues. And I showed you some of the message. What I showed you is part of the message. Now, mind that Buzz knows what the hell I've been dealing with here. She's seen some of these messages. This guy is putting out a full fucking paragraphs to me, like he's crying out his heart to his ex-girlfriend. Like, you've seen the shit. Like, that was part of the conversation. Not even the full conversation. That's part of the conversation. Because I basically told this guy to go fuck off. I'm like, just don't fucking bother me with this dumb shit unless you got a goddamn car. I don't want to be bothered by you. Oh, no. I drove 75 miles to come in just for you. And I give a fucking why, bud.
Right.
Like, that's
like,
what y'all...
Isn't that your job? Like,
exactly. No, it gets better.
Sell cars from home.
Oh, it gets better because he falls up to another common part in the conversation, brings it up again, goes, well, I could have been at home, but I came in for you. And
I would have been like, well, I could have had a car, but you sold the one I was getting.
Exactly. But my thing, too, was like, you got there at 11. You didn't check to make sure this deal was done. Nobody there communicates anything. Like, don't talk about shit. I mean, like, I've never seen a more disorganized place to ever buy a car from ever in my life. So he's like, I got an option for you. Sends me a picture of the ugliest fucking Kia Forte I've ever seen in my life. I said, well, I'm gonna check with the wife and make sure see what she thinks, because then I'll give you my answer. So I text her and she says no instantly. So I said, she said no, and I said, not in this fucking lifetime is what I told this guy. I'm like, I can't fucking stand this guy. Right? He's already pissing me off because he's fucking texting me. I said, not in this fucking lifetime. Oh man, come on, man, it's a Kia. I said no, bro. What part don't you fucking understand?
Wait. What kind of Kia was it though?
It's a Forte or something.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, mind you all, I'm 6'1", okay? I've got to fit in this fucking car. My wife is like 5'4". She's shorter than I am. Like, she don't even want this fucking piece of shit.
Now listen. Don't sleep on the Kias. I have a Kia, everybody. I got the Kia Soul. I love this car. I moved a whole ass exercise bike in it the other day. We moved my man in this house using that car, moved his bed, his shelves, all that shit. And I had a Kia Rondo, and I wish they kept making those. They stopped making them. They said like their equivalent to the Kia Rondo is like the Telluride now, which is I really want the Telluride, but that's like buying a fucking house. That car is ridiculously priced. Like, oh my god. But
points I don't like Kias.
There is room in those Kias. They look small, but there is room.
Even though she's brainwashed by Kia.
Now they might have a lot of recalls, like mine.
There we go. Here it comes.
I gotta take mine to the shop because apparently the Kias are blowing up. And my
exactly my point. Exactly my fucking point. She's like, oh well, we may be having a suicide bomber in our hands here, you know, a kamikaze.
Yeah, it even said when they're parked, I was like, shit. I started parking it down the driveway a little bit.
And where Kia's made again, everybody? Japan, I believe it is. See?
Korea or something. I don't know. Like,
it could be too. Same fucking idea. Same concept, you know?
Now listen. Koreans are different than Japanese.
Oh my god, okay? I know. Trust me.
The culture is different.
The culture's way different.
Yeah, the food's different.
Oh, by far the food is different, okay? Listen, there's a major difference when you get over between all three of them. It's funny to listen to people compare them all together. I'm like, they're not the same thing, dude. If you're listening to Bad Friends, that podcast with Bobby Lee, he fucking does all the time. The other guy makes fun of him and goes, we know you're from Japan or Asia or something. He goes, dude, I'm fucking Korean. There's a fucking difference between those all. He's just yelling at him. I'm like, oh, God. So it continues that this guy and so after we've already said I'm not interested, he's like blowing my phone up, like he is texting me, like he's trying to get me to blow him or something. Like it's fucking horrible. Like this is the reason I can't stand car dealerships, because like I gave you my number not to fucking blow my phone up, but to call me when you have your serious offer.
You should have told him like, I'll do it if you suck my dick.
So you look kind of.
He's that desperate.
Like he would. He looked like he was that kind of desperate. Like, you know, he was just desperate for something.
Wow.
I told you, look at Money Mike. He's like, let me check my Palm Pilot. He's doing shit. So I went to fucking text him back. He just kept blowing my phone up, dude. It was fucking horrible. He kept like sending me messages and like he's still going. I told Stace when I picked up from work, I'm like, this motherfucker is still texting me. She's like, just tell me you're not interested. Thank you. I'm like, I did. He's still going. I said, I swear to God, if he texts me again, I said, it's fair game for me to say whatever I want to say after this point to him. 2 minutes later, phone goes off, and look who it is. It's our boy over there, sucking the nipple of that fucking Kia Forte. Sending more pictures. I'm like, dude, I'm not interested in that piece of shit. I told you that. And then he's like, and then he just made the fatal mistake that anybody knows me real well knows that if you say the fucking words to me, oh, it's only $9 more, I got to ask you the following questions. Are you a financial institution or are you trying to sell me a car? Because you're not my financer, so don't give me financial fucking advice.
Yep.
Like,
you ever notice that dealerships, though, lately, a lot of dealerships do that. Like when I bought my last car, when I got my Kia Soul in 2016, the guy did that. He was like, my credit score it wasn't like perfect, but it wasn't bad. It was like in the in-betweens. It was like in the 600s somewhere.
Yeah. Well, 600 walking nowadays is pretty fucking good, honestly.
Right. And they were talking about like, oh, the guy himself, he's like, I guess like his side gig and then he helps people that come in that can't get a car, but I got my car, obviously. Like with he's like, here's like ways that you can like better manage your money, and there's programs and this and that and blah 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 blah. Like he's all like trying to like talk to me about financial stability and budgeting and crap. Like I noticed like at least at every dealership there is somebody there, and I almost feel like they hire these people, or they might even like be in it for it, because like, you know, they work with all the different companies to get you financed and stuff like that if you're not straight up buying your car.
Yeah.
So that is like a thing. But yeah, some of them are stupid, and you're just like, yeah. So like Money Mike over there had no business giving any financial advice.
Listen, as soon as he said those words, that's when the moment where he hit those videos was like, it's at that moment he fucked up. Because I can't fucking stand that. The last time someone told me that was the Aaron's guy when I was setting the payments up for my fridge, because it was like, well, you can do every week. I'm like, well, fuck it, every week. I get paid every week, so let's just do every week. It makes sense. This guy's telling me, you shouldn't be able to do that. What do you mean, dude? You don't have fucking offers it, you fucking putz? You shouldn't be able to do that. You should do 2 payments a month. I'm like, why? Why not do 3 and I get the extra part of it that carries over the next month? So I'm making half a payment on top of the payment I'm already making. And he's like, oh, well, you shouldn't even be able to do it in the first place. And then I'm like, I asked him the same question. Are you my finance? Does this say Aaron's rent to own, or does it say Aaron's financial institution? Because last I fucking checked, I didn't ask you how I'm going to pay my fucking bill. As long as the bill gets fucking paid, it shouldn't matter how I'm paying it if you offer it. Like, I was like, the fuck, man? What is with fucking people, dude? They just over aggressively try to push, and I push back, and they don't like it. Well, fuck you then. Swear to God, man, people just irritate the fuck out of me. So
But
fast
you
forward.
didn't buy from this place, right?
No, God, no. God fucking no. No, my wife, okay, we're about to get to what happened now. So I did get a car. Took them an hour and a half to get the financing done. And I didn't even leave my house. I did everything online. Like, I like that kind of buying experience. And these guys agreed with me. Like, we ain't got time to waste each other's fucking time or whatever. So we ended up buying it from a place where she's from. She's like, oh, I know these people. I'm like, okay, so message them already. Calls this guy. Turns out that one of the guys she's talking to, she went to high school, says that he used to throw temper tantrums or something. I don't remember. Some fucking hilarious story about this guy.
Oh,
And
geez.
she's over there making fun of him because he used to throw fits or whatever like a little kid. He was the older kid, mind you, in this conversation. He was older than her. So he calls and she told him what happened a little bit. And he's like, oh my God, are you fucking serious? I'm like, bud, I'm betting you $100 right now. I'm going to show up and you're going to laugh the minute you read this fucking conversation. I showed it to him in the car. We test drive his car. And he's like, what the fuck? I'm like, you're telling me. So I kept joking with him. I was like, hey, man, well, my number so you can text me later too. Just, give me like 10,000 messages to make sure the car buying process was okay for me. And he's like, no, I don't want no fucking part of that shit. I was like, the fuck is this shit, man? It's like, it's the strangest car buying experience I've ever had in my fucking life, dude. Like, but I ended up getting the car. I got a 2019, that Tucson I showed you.
Yeah, that's
Nice
when that
car.
looks.
Drives real nice. It's just the weirdest thing I found out about this car, apparently, and I don't know if this is true. It says something about the headlights. You have to adjust them under the hood. I'm like,
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
Well, because I'll have to send you a picture of the how bright it is, because it looks like it's pointing towards the ground, extend fully out in front of you when you're driving until you put the high beams on. And I'm
Yeah, I
thinking,
had
there's
to do
something
that.
wrong with this.
I had to do that with the Kia. I rate my cousin's a mechanic, and he's like, yeah, you just adjust the bulb and like raise it up a little bit. So now everybody always thinks I have my high beams on, but I'm like, no, I just raised my light so it's not shining down on the ground
So
and something that
this
could
is the
speed
thing
in
then,
front of
huh? Because apparently I've never heard that before.
me.
Because me and her both are dumbfounded. I'm like, what do you mean you got to change for the... What do you mean adjust the headlight? I'm like, I've never fucking heard you even have to adjust the headlight. Because I'm so used to being in one standard mode. I'm like, huh?
You know,
So
you
this
can
is a
adjust it.
thing, apparently. I didn't know that shit. So that shit puzzled me for the longest time.
Oh yeah, and people, when he says he got a car, he got wifey a car. He
Mm-hmm.
wifey's driving this car around.
You're right. Listen, my happy wife, happy life. I ain't got to do what they're pissing me off. So I just need a point A to point B car. I got a piece of shit Toyota out there. It needs some work on it, but that's it. I got to fix the windshield and a couple other things on it. But other than that, it runs fine. It's got like 250,000 miles. I paid $800 for it. I was happy with that. She wanted an extra car. I said, okay, I'll get you the extra car, but I don't want to hear nothing. I'm going to say no if I don't like the deal. So fuck it. So she ended up getting the car from the friend at this dealership, and she knew everybody. She
Oh wow.
walked in and knew everybody. They even offered to deliver this motherfucker 2.5 hours away, and the guy was like, "Well, I don't know if we do that far." Somebody in the background shouts on top of his lungs, "Oh yeah, we'll deliver for her." So I'm like, "What the fuck did you do to these people?" Turns out she went to high school with 90% of the people working that car dealership.
Oh jeez.
Oh, I mean, that works for me because she's like, I got employee pricing and everything else. And why the fuck we go to this other dealership? Because, like, we should have just fucking done this. Because she was like telling my dad, oh, he doesn't want to drive 2.5 hours away. No, that's not what I said. I don't want to go out there and waste my fucking time, is my point. She's like, well, I'll call him ahead of time. Then call him. That's what I kept saying. Call him and ask him. And then this thing could have saved me a day and a half of a complete circus of a show.
So the second place was 2 hours away?
It's 2.5 hours away
Okay.
because that's where she's originally
All
from.
right.
That's where I used to drive 2.5 hours away, mind you, to see her when we first started dating.
Yeah.
She came out to visit me eventually because she missed me on the weekend. So and I work most of the weekend, so I'm off Sunday, Monday. So she would come Saturday, and come hang out with me. I'd pass, take a nap or whatever until she got there, or she'd come that night and stay at my house.
Right.
When I'm at work on Saturday, and then Sunday we'd hang out, and then she'd go back Monday because she had to be back at work by Monday. So we did that for a while, or I'd come stay with her for the weekend and just stay until Tuesday because I didn't know where I was off Monday, Tuesdays, which I still am. Fucking shitty schedule, but the money's too good to say no.
Right.
So we got out there and got the car, okay, and it was just the fucking craziest thing I ever dealt with. Like it's the dumbest shit ever. Like it's nothing fucking new, man. And I've seen this guy before. And I'm like, what the fuck? And she was like, that's kind of weird. I'm like, you're telling me, dude? When you're texting me, there's a problem, man. I'm not your fucking buddy. I don't know you, dude. Don't be texting me.
Does he still text you?
No.
Did you
I
tell him
told
you
him to
got a
stop
car?
texting me because of harassment or whatever. I should have texted him and told him, though, hey, listen, if you want to know how to sell a car, come talk to my boy over there. No, but I bought it from some place called J. Hodges or something out there. I guess it's like a family-owned dealership. The guy owns like 5 locations. Greatest car buying experience ever. Like it was sort my face somewhat in the car dealerships. I still don't like car dealerships. The guy walked in there, understood exactly how I fucking felt. I was like, bro, I'm not really feeling this bullshit.
Yeah.
So fuck that. That was fucking horrible.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with like my friend in Canada got a new car like a month or two ago.
The Canada, eh?
In Canada, eh? Yeah.
Did you say A a lot? You go, A?
They do it for me, but actually she really doesn't. But every once in a while they'll do it for me because I'm, an ass.
No. Hey, listen. Hey, tell everybody what your new word is. Remember? On?
Uh,
On?
oin,
There you go. Instead of saying on like normal people,
oin.
Buzz likes to say on.
So we were on Snapchat talking.
On?
Oin.
On? Let's give you the new version of a Canadian thing, except we're gonna call it a northern thing. On?
Oin. No, like so she got a Kia Rondo. I was like, oh my god, I love those cars. I had that car. I had that car for 10 years. It was the best car I ever had. Blah blah blah. And now she's got another car. She said something about she took that car to a dealership for something after she bought it. I don't know what their thing is up there about maybe inspections or something. And they're like, oh, this car needs a lot of work. It's not worth it. And they got her to buy a different car. It's like, they just sold you that car and now got you to buy, like, girl.
Yeah, there's no way.
They just have you keep going and getting different cars. Like, what's going on? I think she had to take it in because she was making them do something because she found something and they had to fix it because it was within the warranty or whatever. And they're like, oh, this car isn't. It's a good car, but it's got like a whole bunch of issues, and but you sold me this car. Like I'm just like, but they what? Like
how's that the definition of a good car if it has many problems with it?
Right.
It's like now, depending on what those issues are,
yeah,
I could see that being okay, it's a decent car. It just has a few minor things you need to fix, like. But that just sounds like she just got the complete runaround. See, that's why I don't like dealerships for
Yeah.
that reason right there. That's the shit I'm talking about.
And you always have to be careful because you when it's used cars. And I don't know. I haven't. I think I think I only bought one car
Certified
brand new.
pre-owned is the way to go.
I always buy pre-owned. I buy the best way to go, especially with pre-owned though, if you're gonna buy a car, is one that was in like a rental fleet because they have low mileage and they normally took basic maintenance care of it.
Yeah.
So
I got mine from a place here in town. When I originally bought it was this little rinky-dink place I bought from a couple times. I needed a car before. And I've never had a problem with any of their cars. Their cars are okay. Theirs had like 89,000 miles and up sometimes. So I'm like, I need a car. I got no damn choice.
now
This little
listen,
finance thing.
that Kia Rondo I got that in 2008 when
Yeah.
Obama was doing that Clash for Clunker crap. I
Yes, I
had a
remember that.
2004 sportsy Saturn that I got my boyfriend at the time wrecked, and they fixed it, but like the gas smell was still in the car, and I had little kids, so I was just like, I smell gas in this car like all the time because we got pretty much this girl ran a red light and nipped us in the butt, and we spun and everything. So she hit where the gas tank was, but like everything was done.
Oh,
Like
she T-boned you, huh?
yeah,
Oh shit.
and yeah, that shit was crazy. And then we had all the junkies in Baltimore like, oh, he ran that light, or he was driving first because we switched because he didn't have a license. And so like it's like whatever, it's my car. I couldn't drive. I was under an influence. He was not. And but like the girl was like on her phone. So I had one junkie that was like, well, she was on her cell phone. Exactly. She was on her phone, not paying attention, read that light and T-boned us and hit us. At the dead end. So like it's nobody like got a ticket or anything like that. My insurance paid for everything. My insurance sued her insurance because she was found at fault. But anyway,
Yeah,
the
obviously.
junkies on the side of the road trying to like console her and like be like, oh no, he was driving, blah 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 blah. Like no, we're not doing that. Mind your business.
I feel like I don't need any comments from the peanut gallery. There, go fuck off now.
Right, go fuck off. Mind your business.
I
But
tell
yeah,
you.
so I got the Kia Rondo, and I had that car for 10 years. I drove that 368,000 miles on that car before I got the new Kia, the Kia Soul. And the only reason I did it is because like the framework of it, because I had an accident with that car. But like my alignment kept going up. I would drive from Pennsylvania to Baltimore City. It's like a 2-hour one way. All the damn potholes between Pennsylvania and Baltimore City potholes. Like my alignment was always going out and shit. My tire arms were always busting.
Potholes. What do you expect?
Yeah, my tire arms were busting. Like the people are ghetto rigging. So he's like, look, there isn't actually a piece that I can order to fix this. That's this part that's broken. We can ghetto rig it, and it might be good for you. But like, my mechanic was like, please just get another car. Like you're just going through tires because of this issue. Unless you replace, like there's nothing to replace this to fix it permanently. Just stop. He's like, I feel bad every time you come in.
Tire by y'all because they have this thing where you get a warranty where if there are any road hazards happen, they'll replace your tire without any questions.
Oh yeah, and you know what? I started doing that with when I got the Kia. Because I'll go to Walmart to get my tires because Kia's got little small tires. It's a small car, so it's got small tires. And I'll get that because, when I hit the side and I bump, so even if it's my fault, like I'm parallel parking and I scrape the side of the freaking wheel on the, whatever that is called, the sidewalk, they'll replace that.
We call that the curb here in America. I'm not sure what they call it up there in Pennsylvania, in the middle of nowhere.
Well, there isn't a lot of curbs up here. I still know how, from living in Baltimore City and having to get my cars into tight little parking spots because there's no parking. I know how to do it. I can parallel park on the left and the right. However, I don't have to do it that often anymore. And now that Mike's moved in and he's not at his place anymore, I used to have to parallel park at his house because they didn't have a parking spot like I do. He didn't have a driveway or anything. So I was hitting my wheel again.
Here we go.
But I got
Did you
in.
not just tell us all you could parallel park? I know I'm not the only one who heard you say that. She goes, well, I can parallel park.
But still
Oh, I
hit
hit the wheel again.
the wheel
Huh?
a couple times. Just a couple times.
It's funny you say that, okay? So the car dealership guy, the part of the story I forgot to tell you all, was this motherfucker text me 20 minutes afterwards of this whole text session to go, oh, the car's back. It was just in the shop. It had a major problem, so it's in the shop. It wasn't sold. I'm like, what?
But it had a major problem.
That's what he said. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he comes back and goes, oh, it's just the fuel light sensor didn't get reset. I'm like, huh? Like, that's when you know
Reset.
that, like, it's a done deal right there. That too many stories are going on in that conversation there, man. You're
Right.
making no fucking sense at this point.
Red flag in the shop, major. Red flag. Oh, it wasn't major. It's just the fuel light needed to be reset, which means you're just resetting shit. You're not even fixing the issue.
Well, even if there was a problem, but he's like, he tried to tell me, no, it didn't sold. And then I'm like, what do you mean? You told me, we sat there and you told me you sold the fucking car. We heard the guy on the phone say it.
Right. Wow.
So, like, that's why I was confused. Like, what the fuck is this guy talking about?
That guy's on something. He's on something.
Johnston, and his name was like Johnston something. I don't remember what his
Johnston?
name was there. Some fucking weird name.
Oh, wow.
Like black people. Why do you name your kids weird fucking names? Like the car thing, okay, I can get. They're gonna be future strippers at that fucking point. Oh, this is Portia. We already know what Portia's gonna be. Portia's gonna be working the fucking pole. Don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with that. You gotta make your money how you make your money, but damn.
Listen, do you think this? So when I was naming my youngest daughter, one of the names I thought of was Ava Shea, but they were like, that sounds like a stripper name.
Ava Shea sounds like a porn name. Are you kidding me?
Ava Shea.
That sounds like a porn star fucking name. Jesus Christ!
So she did not get that name.
Which kid were you going to name that?
Emily.
Oh my God, Emily! Oh my God, kid! I am sorry. Your mother was going to name you a fucking porn star's name. Like what? What is it? You know, there was one recently. I couldn't remember what the fuck the kid's name was, but I was like, I questioned it. I was like, the fuck? And I'll circle back. I'm telling you, black people come up with the weirdest fucking names. Like I'm like, I met this one girl that was working for us. And I couldn't even pronounce this girl's name. That's bad when you can't even pronounce the person's name. Like people fuck up my last name all the time because they're just dumb. I don't understand that, but I mean, these people have got names so hard. It's like you're trying to figure out your safe word. Like, you know, this is Euro Trip where he gives them that fucking mile long word or whatever he's trying to read. He's like. She's going to bring it the fucking spoon? I was like, oh no. I was like, this poor boy's in trouble. And then you hear him pulling out that motor powered dildo coming out. I was like, no. God, no. God, that's just, I don't know. I don't know fucking do people these days. I don't. What's your name? My name is AutoZone. AutoZone.
No. The best name I got was a client who said their name was LaDasha. So like, but this is how they spelled it. You want to know how they spelled it? Yeah. Oh well, yeah, they were. But do you
okay, so here we go. This falls in my point exactly. For everybody goes, you're a fucking racist. I'm not racist. Right there proves my point. Okay.
L-A, an actual dash, and then an A.
What the fuck?
So we were like, like for like I don't like. They were like, it's LaDasha, and I'm like, okay, is that like legally it's LaDasha? Like you can put little dashes in your name. Like I know, like
you can hyphenate it. I think when you have like 15 first names.
But she had
Sarah Jo Lulaine. I'm telling you, I want to name one of my kids Michelin. If I could have kids, I'd name one Michelin just to see what people say to me. Oh, that's your little Michelin over there.
Oh gosh.
You mean the Michelin Man tire? Yeah, look at me. Looks like a Michelin Man. You kidding me? Like what the fuck?
Since we're on names and stuff, like I get a lot of crap from Emily about naming her Emily. She says I named her the basic white Becky name, Emily. But my oldest's name is Karma. I'm like, well, you could have been Ava Shea. Like,
oh my God, did you tell her name could be Ava Shea? That poor child's tormented. Like, what did she say?
She was like, I would have been better than Emily.
No, it wouldn't, Emily. No, stop. Stop, Emily. Stop. You don't understand. That's a porn star fucking name.
I was like, it also
No,
could
child.
end up being Hermione or Khaleesi. Like, I could
Oh
have
my God, you would fucking name the kid Hermione, and then you get fucking sued by
Tariel,
Harry Potter's whatever name, J.K. Rowling, be messaging you, bitch. I'm suing you for likeness rights. No,
Freya, and Luna were also in the
I
running.
bet they were.
They
I
were in
bet they
the,
fucking were.
but then I had a friend named Luna, and then we had the neighbor's dog that we rescued. His name was Luna. She would have been named after one of my friends and a dog.
He should have named her. I can't think of what Sailor Moon's real name was. Oh
Oh
God.
yeah, I don't remember what.
There you go. See, that would have been right there. Look at you. You're like, yo, actually, that's a great idea. I should have. I'm like, no, you should have. Stop.
Nezuko. Oh, I could have named her Nezuko.
Oh my fucking
Demon
God. People
Slayer.
look at her. Are you Japanese in some way? No. Why is your mom naming you that name? Well, because she had a weird obsession with Demon Slayer. My mom got mad at me when I named my cats Vash and Knives, from my favorite anime. And she's like, why do they have to have anime names? I'm like, ma'am, my mom has more cats at times than anybody I've seen. Because she
What's
adopts them and rescues them and things like that. So
what's
she has
the
them all
most?
wandering the house.
What's the
Huh?
most? What's the most cats she's had?
Okay. Give or take about 10 to 12.
Okay.
And before y'all think she's keeping them all in the one spot, she's not. She has like a full set facility outside, has a little catio for them all to hang out in,
Oh, cool.
has cages inside her extra room or house. Like she's full throttle into this thing because she's retired now. So she'll watch my sister's kids and then come do that. And, help my sister and my brother-in-law, which I'm okay, which really doesn't bother me. It's like, okay, my dad's on the other hand is like, some days I come in, he's like dressed with cats all over him, like the bird lady from Home Alone 2.
One of my coworkers had 20 cats.
All in the same house?
So here's the thing. I used to so when I first started working at that job, is the current job I'm at now. But like when we were in office, like I used to secretly like walk close to him and like smell him to see if he
Here we
smelled like
go.
cat pee.
Here we fucking go.
And he doesn't. He doesn't. So like I found
Oh my
out
God.
from my supervisor. Oh, and I got a great story for you too. I found out from my
Oh my God, here we
supervisor
go.
that he actually doesn't keep the cats in the house. They all stay in the barn. I'm like, oh, okay. But like people like go to this guy's house. He lives in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania.
Don't make sense, then. You live in the middle of nowhere. I can see that.
They just drop cats off on his door. So he had like 20 cats. But here's the great story. All right. So you can't do it anymore, but this is the story. This guy, he acts like, working wise, he acts like he's dumb. He just, people think he's dumb and everything, and he's not. He's super smart. And let me tell you why. So apparently during COVID and before COVID, he found like this glitch in the system with Giant and gas points. So we had to get together, and he had a flat tire, and like my boss and my friend were helping him change the tire, and they open up his car and it's got like 12 gas cans in his car, and they're like, what the hell? Like, why? And he's like, oh, I haven't paid for gas in 4 years. And this is how he was taking a gift card. He would buy a gift card from Giant and get the gas points for buying the gift card, right?
Okay.
Then would buy a gift card with that gift card and just keep doing it at self-checkout and ranking up the gas points.
Yeah, why not? That makes sense.
Then go get free gas and max out and then do it again until he's allowed to. And then so he would just kept doing it over and over and over and over again, and like would just fill up gas cans with the gas and then store them in so he's got cats and gas in his barn. And he's like, yeah, I haven't paid for gas in like 4 years. But they finally caught on to him, and now they don't allow them to do that. You can't do it anymore.
Listen, they got mad because he used the system to his advantage. He wasn't doing anything wrong with buying the damn gift cards.
Yep. They didn't say anything, so now he can't do that. But I was like, all right, now try Wise, because Wise might not know. I don't know if Giant and Wise are probably. Honestly, I think all grocery stores are probably all owned by the same big corporation, just like overseas or somewhere.
A lot of them are owned. All of them are basically the same thing. Anybody who's in the Midwest, Jewel Osco is owned by, a couple bunch of places. I think
Like
they're Kroger
Kroger
down
owns
here.
like a bajillion different
Yeah, I
stores.
think they own Jewel Osco. It's that or it's Albertsons. That's Jewel. Kroger is Safeway, I believe.
And Kroger's also owns Rutter's now.
Yeah, they are like different brand names, but they're under
Right.
the same umbrella. But yeah, that's basically how
Right,
it
right.
is. Like Campbell's,
So I
well,
don't
you'd be
know if
amazed.
Giant and Wise are like the same, or We Is, however you pronounce it. Sometimes we say We Is. It's pronounced Wise on their commercials, so but it's
We
spelled
is exactly
WEIS.
just like on,
Oin,
on, on, on.
oin,
Every
We
time you
Is,
said on, I was thinking
oin,
those seagulls from fucking Finding Nemo. Mine,
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 mine, mine, mine, mine,
oin,
mine.
oin, 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 oin.
That's what I'm thinking. As soon as you said it, that's the first thing I'm thinking. Mine, 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 mine.
So yeah,
God.
legend there on not paying for gas in these prices for 4 years. Like,
Listen, he's a legend. That man just bought, get that man a pussy is what I say. Well, never mind. He's already got plenty of those. So
oh, so speaking of pussy,
here we go.
I have a general question. I was going to ask you. I was going to ask my gaming group too.
Oh, here we go. The game.
You
Listen, do you tell the gaming group we talk about these things? Because these guys are classic. Okay, the shit y'all talk about is just fucking hilarious.
so, so my question is, so like today, because this happened to me today.
Oh, good. Here we go.
So I'm insatiable apparently, but anyway,
She's
I
in
was
nymph,
in the mood.
anyways.
I was in the mood. It was coming. This is why I have an hour lunch break, and I can work from home. So yay! Me and Mike are going at it for a while, and I'm
Okay.
determined that he's going to finish because
Oh
I've
yeah.
finished plenty of times.
Oh god. Here we go. Does
So
Mike know you're talking about these things in here before he comes and like says something to me one day? Be like, bro, I heard y'all talking about things. I'm like, bro, I don't know what to tell you, man. I know so much about you, Mike. I've heard everything.
no.
You want to get naked so I can see it real quick? We'll just finish the process now, bud.
Well, I guess I didn't mean to like throw him out there like that, but anyway, I'm a devout person on making sure that everybody gets there. So anyway, he was saying the problem is I'm too wet. He's like, so we switched, I went to my mouth. Apparently my mouth got too wet. Then we tried again and he's like, you're just too wet. And I was just like, he's like, it's not a bad thing. He's like, I was like, so what is it? Like, if you're too wet, like, what is it? Like, too slip and slide? Like, I don't understand. Like, I thought being wet's like a good thing. So is there a thing as being too wet? I was like, well, we got a third hole we can try. Because I'm determined my man is going to get his before he goes to work.
So I'm trying to set him off with a good day. Don't worry.
Right? Gotta send him off a good day.
I'm gonna make sure nobody else tries to move in on my territory. I gotta scent him before he goes.
Well, I mean, like, so he's at work telling people, because I got some before he went to work yesterday, and he's at work telling his buddy, like, oh yeah, she wanted the D. I had to give her the D before I could leave. I was like, so he's already telling them, but he said his one friend's single, so he likes teasing him.
Listen, I give her the D before I go to work sometimes. She gets up too early. I'm like, ugh. Some mornings it's like she'll text me like, oh, come get it if you want, and I'm like, on the way. Like, is this even a question? Like, if you got time after the gym, well, fuck the gym. I'm gonna get my workout aerobic today. So
then so
me,
again, back to the question, like, is there such a thing
to
as
me, yes,
wet?
I think sometimes it is. And I don't know what it is. It's just kind of like,
Like, I'm squeezing. He's like, no, you're tight, but there's just not enough friction. How you say it?
friction. Here we go, fellas. Let's add it to the list. One, friction. Friction.
And
Fuck,
I
dude.
was like, oh my gosh.
My thing is, I agree. Sometimes it's just like, I don't know what it is. It's just a huge turnoff, and it's nothing against her. It's just,
And it's not that he's like not like his thing is still hard and stuff. He's just not hitting it. Like, he's not getting there. So
Exactly. That's the problem, I think, too. I run into that problem here and there. It's kind of like,
I'm like, damn, well, then in that case, pull that shit out, wipe me, and shove it back in. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, you're doing your job awfully good, Big Pop. Me, I'm just kind of like, so she's happy, I'm happy. Because sometimes I'm just like,
Right, and that's how he is. He's like,
I'm just like, whatever. As long as she's good to go, she's good to go. I mean,
Yeah, but I'm like still very like I'm like self-conscious about that. And I think a lot of women are, just like men
Uh,
are, men get
I don't know.
self-conscious about it.
I don't. Stacey doesn't really say anything to me about it, so I'm not sure. And honestly, it's like we talk about everything now. Like we're real open about most things, and she says it's fine. Sometimes
Right.
it's just like you're going, and then it's like, yeah, I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I'm trying. It's
Well,
not work. I'm not gonna waste time here trying to continue this thing. It's just not, and it's not you. And she's just like, oh no, it's okay. And it's a jab to the gut. But now that ever since I changed up my stuff now, I feel like it's gotten a little better for me. I don't have the same issues I have.
yeah. Have you tried? So like we talked. I mean, honestly, we talked about it, and he
I'm
knows I
taking
talk to people a lot about stuff. So like my thing,
I'm
because
taking
my
a
thing is like I've never
testosterone
heard
booster
about
now.
that. I'm gonna ask about it. Obviously, I'm gonna ask
Well,
somebody
the
else, a
CMOS is
doctor.
supposed to help with my testosterone as well, so I don't know if that's maybe the case. But she was thinking maybe I have low T, and I'm like, I don't think so because I had it checked, and they
Mm.
said it was fine. But I take a testosterone booster now for my workouts and everything else, and I noticed the difference now there. And then what is it? I'm taking CMOS, chlorophyll, and black seed oil or some shit that
I
tastes
can't get him to
horrible.
take anything healthy. Oh, you know what? I forgot to get him to take his vitamin this morning. I be like trying to get him to eat
Oh god.
greens and all kinds of food. Like I'm
I
like always making him try to eat like fruit and vegetables. He's like
I
not eating that.
changed my ideal way to look at food now because I don't eat the same shit anymore hardly. Like when I'm packing my lunch, I usually go real conscious about it. Was like I had bagel chips and peanut butter last night with some applesauce in there, and I was full. Like I take Ozempic, so my
Yeah.
appetite goes up and down, and it's hard sometimes for me to eat.
Yeah. Well,
I
he's
think
not doing any type of protein stuff or anything like that. Like
even
obviously me, I had that surgery, so like my
e-
tummy's small.
well, don't you have all that protein water from your psychopath that kept buying all that shit for you?
Well, so I'm out of protein water. I still have a case of the protein shakes though from the
Well, you better
psychopath.
hit him back up. Let him know you need to re up. So
I
Michael
got
said it was okay, but he just wants to know if he can get first reach round.
oh
Yeah, so you never told us how you found out that it was the she, not a he.
so after they cheated on me and was all
I love how you
crazy.
say they like it's a fucking science experiment. It's a person now, okay? He, she, whatever the pronoun is, that's a whole nother topic to get into.
And I was just and we hadn't met yet though. So like this was like a psychological warfare on me with this person.
Gaslighting is what we call it, but okay.
And they finally fessed up. They're like, well, I'm really a woman. At first I was just like, are you joking?
Like, I don't know if that bothered me. Stacey said she really was a dude. I mean, like, it feels like real pussy to me. I don't know what else to tell you, but okay.
Right. And but like they didn't have the bottom surgery yet or anything
Yeah,
like that,
that's
which
understandable.
so they just had like a strap on or whatever. But anyway, like that's how I found out. And then I ended up meeting with them and stuff like that. And I tried to be their friend and stuff because I didn't want to get blasted. Like I felt like I was being trapped. Like if I'm like,
Because
oh,
guilt tripping you. That's what they're doing. They're trying to get you to feel bad because you're
right,
not
even though
interested.
they were being mentally and emotionally manipulative and abusive, and they lied to me and cheated on me and were lying to other people too and stuff. But now they seem to be like, I don't know, they seem to, well, I don't even know if that who they're sent me pictures of that they're with is even true. Like, I can't believe anything that comes out of this person's mouth. But I also asked them like, when are you just gonna leave me alone? Like it's been like a year now.
Oh my God! Speaking of which, you remember that crazy bitch from Maine?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she likes to message Stacy every so often, all these nasty things and stuff
Oh
like
my
that
god.
about another subject I am not going to bring up on here because she would fucking bury me. This would be the last time you ever heard from me, everybody. If I ever told you the reason why and what she texted her,
Oh
it was
jeez.
about another situation that happened. You already know the situation. We're not going to talk about it, the
Right,
exact
right.
reason, but because I got advice from her about the whole situation, and so she turned it to more negative than it actually was. So I found out how it all happened too. That's for an off topic subject, off the air subject for sure. But she messages her all the time and tells her she's nasty, this and that. Da, 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 da. I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm like, don't listen to that dumb bitch. She still texts us. I'm like, and then she was like, oh, I'm coming to visit him and whatever at work. And she's like, all right, cool. I'm here waiting for you. Where you at, bitch?
Right?
Like this
I'd be
fucking
there
crap.
with Stacy, like, come on, bitch.
Mind you, I've never met this person. Okay, let's keep this in mind. I've
Oh
never
yeah.
met this person in person ever in my life because they did the same thing. They lied completely about everything, and I was like, I can't do with that shit. They tried to manipulate everything, tried to manipulate the situation, all that, and I was just like, I'm just done listening to this shit, man. Like, fuck you, dude. You're fucking psycho. And she just like,
And
and
see,
she
we have to be
actually,
careful. We have to be careful because, like, like with you, with her, like, the more stuff I found out about my psycho was that they also, like, they were on Social Security disability because they're crazy. Like, everything they told me about their whole life was a lie. That
he
their
they don't
kids
work with
that
you
they
like they
had.
said they did.
Oh yeah, no, no.
Mm.
They were using somebody else's name. They found like a vendor that worked with my company.
That's fucking weird. Okay, now that's extensive craziness right there.
Extensive. So like, I'm just like, okay, so not only that I had to worry about, and then I remember I had the background, like I worked in mental health for like 8 years. So like
Yeah.
not only that did I have to worry about, then I had to worry about, and that's why I kind of like stepped back from social media so much, and like I wasn't doing lives anymore and everything, because I was like scared that they were gonna like make me out to be like transphobic or anything and like turn this around on me where I'm not. Because here's the thing, this is what mind blows me. I don't know how many times I told them, like I follow a lot of trans guys on TikTok and stuff, and we had these conversations, and I was just like, I totally dated a trans guy. Like some of these guys are hot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, woo, hell
Some of these
yeah.
ladies you'd never even know until they told you. You'd have
Right,
no fucking clue.
exactly.
Everybody makes that joke about, oh, you look for the Adams app. I'm like, no.
No, yeah. Have you ever seen Vlad, the Russian guy, the bodybuilder that does the e-girl thing? Well,
No.
he's straight, but he does the e-girl dress up thing. I love him. He's hilarious. But he is, I'm like, dang, he looks beautiful. Like he looks prettier. He looks more like a girl than me. But like, and then like when he's like, he's like so masculine though too. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, so he both
That's
ways, like
that's the
full
thing my
props.
wife likes about me is that she doesn't wear a lot of makeup, and I don't ask her to. She does once in a while. I mean, it's up to her if she wants to wear all that shit. I'm like, I like either way. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
She said that's what I like about you. You just don't care. I'm like, I honestly don't really care. It doesn't bother me. I don't let shit bother me like that. Like, oh, okay. So this leads into the conversation we had yesterday, me and her.
Mm-hmm.
She was online playing Overwatch, and she ran into this person that was talking. So she put on her headset, was talking to him. Turns out some kid that's from Nashville. It's like 23. So I was making jokes to her about. I was like, "Oh, is that your Overwatch boyfriend now? Are y'all gonna team up and be a team now without me when I'm not home or whatever?" And she's
Ooh.
thinking she thought I was mad,
But
and
you're joking.
I was jealous. I'm like, I honestly couldn't give a fuck less about it, but she kept like saying these things to me, and I'm thinking in my head, what the fuck is she trying to say? I was like, does she think I really am fucking worried about her playing with some random kid? I'm like, I don't give a fuck about this kid. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm married. I don't give a fuck.
Sometimes with my ADHD, like I'll remember that I did or saw something, and I'll be like, I used to say, and I've stopped myself from saying it because Mike will be like, that wasn't with me. It must have been with your other boyfriend. Because like, remember when we saw this? And like, one of it was like, we went to the movies once, and
Mm.
I could have swore that it was me and him that went because it was a mystery movie thing. And I used to go all the time with my mom. The only other person I've went with is my mom and him. So I'm just like, well, either I went with my mom and her friends Kate and Speedo, or
Wait,
you.
wait, wait. What was the kid friend's name? Kate and Speedo.
My friend's name Speedo. He legally had his name changed to Speedo.
What the fuck? What?
He
What
did a
the
lot of
fuck?
drugs. He's older. He's like in
Oh
his
my
60s from the
god!
70s. He's older. He did a lot of drugs back
You
in the
know what
day.
he reminds me of? You ever
Sound
seen
guy.
You ever seen F is for Family? The next door neighbor. The blonde guy that's a drug addict or whatever. That's probably what I'm getting a vision of this guy's fucking what he looks like.
Well, no, okay, you actually probably seen him. So like when I stream those live concerts that I'm at in somebody's house or like in their backyard,
Yeah.
that's Speedo. The guy singing, that's Speedo.
Oh god, I don't think I could take this guy serious. I've been making fucking jokes all day about his name.
I mean, his real name's David, but
I'm
he
like
legally had his
Speedo.
name changed to Speedo because that. Yeah.
Ugh.
So there you go.
I wonder if I get my name legally changed to Vash. That'd be awesome. My
You
wife might not
could.
like it, but I'd like it.
You could.
Yeah, well, I'm married, so it kind of like there'd be a little problem there. Hey, honey, I'm going to change my name to Vash. Is that okay? I don't know if she'd honestly care. I'm going to ask her that question today. She's
I
probably
know,
going to
but
look
then
at
you
me
gotta
like
get
I'm
ready
fucking
for the.
retarded.
You gotta get ready for the backlash, rash.
No, no, Vash. I didn't say
Vash.
rash. I
Sounds
said
like a
Vash.
vash sounds like something you do to your vagina, like wash it out. Like
No, we didn't say douche. We didn't say douche, okay? All right, we're not talking about her
you have a
ex, okay?
vash.
That's
You have a
that's his
vagina
name. He should
vash.
legally change his name to douche. I'm waiting to see what he thinks about the new car today. I'm gonna ask what he thinks about new wheels today when I roll up.
Oh God.
He's gonna have a fucking conniption fit. I'm already feeling it. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna piss this guy off today just for fun. No, that's funny though, because Speedo. That I'm done. I can't.
He's a cool
What the
dude.
fuck?
He's
I'm
cool.
gonna I'm gonna like Speedo. Where the hell is your friend's bikini and thong at? I need to know. God, what the fuck? I'm like, I want to change. I'm like, I think about it now. Like, I'm asking, can I change mine legally? I'm like, what do you mean transgender people legally change their name all the time? So why the fuck can't I?
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine that? Like, could you imagine that? Like, going to court telling somebody you wanted to name Speedo?